SimCity, as you may have seen, has had a terrible launch. Days after its release in the US, the servers upon which the game relies are still unreliable, and features of the game have been disabled to accommodate for this. But I'm sure you can go anywhere else on the internet to see complaints about the launch and the DRM, so let's take a look at the game itself. SimCity is a fun city creation management simulator. The visuals, music and presentation are nice and the interface is intuitive. Initially, setting up roads and residential, industrial and commercial zones along with your first few buildings and services is fun. The road laying system is adaptable and allows for creative freedom, but can be finicky or buggy at times. Also, if you don't set up your roads in a boring square grid at a very specific distance apart, buildings will not expand properly and space will not be used efficiently. This leaves you in a right pickle later on. And yes, you really need to be efficient with your space. SimCity limits your city to a smallish square patch of land. This causes many issues for me. I'd love to be able to continue expanding my city when I need to put more stuff in, but once your city is packed, which happens quite quickly, all you can do is upgrade what you have or demolish buildings to make way for new things. Quickly you'll find that despite the city increasing in density, you cannot afford to demolish any more to make way for new things, and I was being constantly told by the game that I needed to zone more residential despite the fact that it was impossible to do so. This means you need to make a new city. The gimmick of this game is that it's based on the idea of regions. Cities are connected parts of an otherwise weirdly empty landscape, and the cities can share things like resources, services and workers. This is also how the multiplayer aspect works, with players being able to claim cities. As I was saying, when you claim a new city you must go through the motions of setting up a new city again, and once you've done that, there is little room for what you built the city for in the first place. You can try and rely on other cities for things and try to be very specialised, but the game continues to tell you that you need things which are already present in other cities. This ends up with you creating city after city, going through the motions again and again in order to try and get an efficient system going. This is certainly not how I want to play. I want to be able to start a small city with mere essentials and then expand over the course of my time with the game, as opposed to what feels like constantly restarting. I want to be able to be more creative with my layouts without having to worry about restrictions. City size is not the only issue. The detail of simulation may seem impressive with each entity going about its business in a realistic way, however faults become quickly apparent. Services can bundle together rather than spreading out, traffic can get jammed up on one road while another road going the same way is clear, the direction in which public transport decides to go is seemingly random, and so on. There are all sorts of little issues with the AI. The game is also quite buggy at times, but whether this is related to server issues remains to be seen. It may seem like I dislike SimCity, but all in all it's actually fairly good. The management-based gameplay is well executed and compelling. There's a nice amount of depth to it, and upgrading elements of your city and watching your city increase in density is satisfying. It's when you get to a point where you're making lots of money and everything is running efficiently that the game falls flat. At that point I'd like to continue to expand, but nope. New city, again. For the most part they got this game right. It's a shame then that it has been ruined by dodgy DRM and servers and limited cities. I will continue to play and enjoy this game, it's just frustrating that it could be so much better with some tweaks. Who knows, maybe Maxis will deliver, but I imagine bigger cities will be part of an expensive expansion. So, should you buy SimCity? Maybe. If it looks appealing to you, it's worth your time under the right circumstances.